And welcome to Shadows of Dawn, also known as What Have I Gotten Myself Into? So, I'm your dungeon master. My name's AJ, and I'm pretty new at this online streaming thing. So, and a lot of this stuff that they got going on these days, I'm going to be pretty new at. But one thing I'm not new at is being a DM. And it was a while back. Been DMing for years. I got with some friends, and actually some friends got with me, and they were like, "Hey man, we heard you got this great table. You DM, so let's run a game." I was like, "All right, cool." So I put together a little homebrew world, and we started playing. And then I got this kind of crazy idea. I was like, "Hey, what if I had another group and I put them in the same world?" And everybody else was sitting around.
And they was like, well, that's cool. Do it. Just do it.
So I did. And then I went even a little farther and I added a third group. I don't know if that was too crazy or not, but it actually ended up being pretty cool. And, now that we've been playing a while, we have a first, what I call a first age campaign. It's been going on for about 2.5 years, but it's coming to an end. And we were going to do a second age. And some of my friends were kind of like,
"Hey man, you ought to put that on the stream."
and of course, I was sitting there like,
Say what? Like, what's a stream?
well, then they told me about Twitch. And I actually had some friends found out who stream their RPGs on Twitch. And it was pretty cool. And I was like, man, I mean, we're going to play anyway. So yeah, why don't we go ahead and do it? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put this out there on the stream. So Shadows of Dawn, like I said, is it's a homebrew world. And, we're going to have all different types of media. We're going to take these and we're going to put them on YouTube as well. So it'll be on Twitch. You can follow along there. But we also have a website. In fact, we use Facebook for the most part to kind of communicate behind the scenes and, maybe some RP. So, I'm kind of showing you the web page right now. So Shadows of Dawn 5e is the Facebook group. But one of the cool things I really should show you, like right off the bat, is our Figma page. And there's a link on Twitch. So Figma is really just a prototype software. I've been using it for years. But this is really where the homebrew world is. So if you want to know about the homebrew world and you want to follow along, this is probably where you want to dig in. So it's really about the land, which is the Annnnd Valley. You can read all about it. It's kind of how we build our characters, what you kind of expect, the house rules we play by. We also have maps. So the valley map is kind of in high res, so kind of let it load in. I use Incarnate to build maps, so I love Incarnate. So if any Incarnate guys, for whatever reason, get drunk enough and actually watch this, you guys are pretty awesome. So it all takes place, right now the whole world kind of takes place in this valley. And there's a reason for that, and I'll probably cover that in a different video. But that's the map. And we have calendar. So we keep a track of time. So one of the things as a DM that's a really big challenge for me is keeping the group's information time appropriate, right? So while I play with one group, they're going to move days ahead, and another group will play on a different day and they'll catch up. And it's like, well, at this day, you can learn this information because the other group had done this. So I kind of keep the three groups on a timeline. That way they're relative to each other in time, and they've kind of grown used to it a little bit. But Annnnd Valley has 4 months of winter, which is why there's four blue months there. And we also have the cities and the towns. So all the cities and towns that you can kind of click through and their names. And we also have maps. So the different maps of the towns, click on the map. This is another cool little piece of software that I found on the internet. Makes really cool little towns, and you can kind of modify them and, put little things out there. So little bullets, so people kind of know. Makes the world real. And And then we have the player characters, of course. So you can look at the player characters. Right now, in the first stage are the Dragon Slayers of Bellspar. Shout out to you guys. The ones that kind of started this whole thing. These are the guys that actually convinced me to start DMing again, which I hadn't done in a while. The Saren Defenders and the Fellhammer 5, which actually got to show off their cool photo. So they also have the rosters. You can kind of see, what the characters are like, what level they are, what their background is, class, and if they have a guild affiliation. I use guilds a lot, so you can see that. And then the story so far is basically an episode or adventure by adventure. We call them episodes. Story of the groups as they kind of, dealt with this world. And then the last is the links. So links is usually information for the game, little things about the world here that involves the guilds and organizations, peoples, which are actually pictures. I've, put a lot of pictures on there, just stuff off the web, free stuff, and about other places. And anyway, so I put this world together. I think what makes this world a little bit different is the fact that in this world, adventuring is really kind of brand new. So any gamers who've played in Forgotten Realms and Dragonlance and Krynn and then those areas and whatnot, or Dark Sun, there's always these higher level adventurers around you, people you can go to and ask or look up to. In this world, adventuring was brand new. So these first level adventurers, by the time they're like third level, people are like looking up to them. And then they'd come up and they would be asking me, is there anywhere I can go to learn about, who can I talk to about this? And it's like, well, you're the expert. Everybody's coming to you. So it makes a little bit different challenge for the players in this world. So through the first stage, there was this really growing up of the world that had just discovered adventuring. So, and, in some of the episodes that we're going to stream here right at the very end, now they're, 8th, 9th level, some are even higher. These are the highest characters in the land pretty much by far. So it kind of makes this world a little bit unique. But enough about that. I can dive into specifics of that later. Really just kind of wanted to give a nice overview of what this is all about. So, we're going to have this on Twitch, and then, after it's over, we'll put them on a YouTube channel so that they can be there. And, we're kind of calling it PG-13, so we'll see how long YouTube keeps us around. We'll see if that happens. If it happens, great. If not, oh well, that's okay. We're going to play anyway. We do have a little merch store out there on Teespring. So we created this little, big shout out to one of my daughters who created this little guy Grim and our little logo. And we decided to just kind of put him on shirts and mugs and stuff. And so, hey man, Grim Reaper on a shirt. I mean, you can't pass that up, right? So kind of help support the cause. But anyway, that's Shadows of Dawn. That's what we're all about. And we're really just kind of hoping that, some of you guys kind of like what we're doing. We do enjoy playing with D&D Beyond. So you'll see all our roles come through the UI. We also use a lot of Dwarven Forge terrain. Big shout out to one of my long-time friends, Jim. We got in early when Dwarven Forge was just coming out, and we have pretty much kept up with most of their Kickstarters ever since. And we've amassed, too embarrassing to say how much, but a lot of terrain. We love the new Hero Forge minis that are out there, so we love that. But then we do stuff. We started really playing with, I kind of got the Alexa bug. So I started, putting lights in the game room that we play in, so I can change the lights to taverns and night and day and mysterious and dungeon. And then one of my buddies got really inventive. He's like, hey man, have you seen these candles? And I was like,
What do you mean, candles? I mean, they make candles?
and he was like, oh yeah, man, get the candles. So it's like, oh, now it's like an embarrassing candle collection. But it's a lot of fun. I mean, if you really go all out, I think you guys will kind of see that we kind of go all out, and we kind of have a good time along the way. So that's it for this. We're probably going to do some really funny things, probably do some really dumb things. But nevertheless, it's gaming and it brings us together. And that's one of the things that we like about playing in person. And, you know, we hope to meet a lot of you gamers out there as well. So big shout out. Thanks a lot for being with us. And we hope to see you somewhere down the line on the stream or elsewhere in the great beyond.